Even queens weep. Behind bronze and banners is blood. And on that night, she did not stand as warrior or widow, but as woman, alone, beneath a sky too silent for prayers. The night broke not with drums, but with hoofbeats. A lone rider came bearing a seal, bound in black silk. When Bati read it, she said no word, only folded the parchment thrice and pressed it to her lips. A commander had fallen, one she had once loved, and though time had passed, his absence struck like thunder. That night, she walked into the dark with no veil, no guards, no counsel. The warriors watched her silhouette vanish into silence. The stars above flickered, as if afraid to witness what a queen does when love becomes memory, and memory becomes vow. She chose no tomb, no stone, no name. The land itself would be his witness. At first light, she climbed a ridge, where wind carved the silence. There, she knelt, not as queen, but as woman, and buried his sash, a blade wrapped in linen, and a Quranic verse on folded parchment. No trumpet sounded, only wind. Those who saw her said her hands trembled, but her voice did not. When she rose, she left no marker. The earth closed in quiet reverence. Her veil was darker now. Her eyes had become unreadable. 2 storms without rain. They gathered in a circle, not to comfort, but to listen. Bati stood with the scroll in her hand, not to weep, but to speak. She spoke of sacrifice, of silence, of how women carry war in ways no sword can measure. Her voice did not break. Her words did not beg. She said, "If they strike us once, let 10 rise in answer." The fire behind her caught the wind, as if moved by her breath. From that night on, her banner no longer trailed behind the imams. It rose beside it, and in the hearts of warriors, her grief became a drum. As they moved again, the valleys whispered her name. In her loss, the people saw themselves, and so they followed her, not with command, but conviction. In the streets, women sang her name beside prayer. In doorways, young girls hidden blades in belts, and in one surrendered town, a villager carved her name in stone beside the mosque. She had become more than queen. She had become a voice and vow, fire cloaked in faith. And in every chant, in every rising footstep, they carried not just memory, but mission. Each night she returned to the place where prayers were heavier than breath. She knelt, not to plead, but to remember. Near her rested a blade and the Quran. She said nothing, but her silence echoed farther than sermons. One by one, warriors left offerings, daggers, verses, promises. They did not come for her blessing. They came in gratitude, for she showed them that tears were not weakness, but water, watering something fierce and flowering something fearless. And under the crescent sky, her silence taught the land to rise again. On the seventh day, she rose before the camp. Her armor shimmered beneath her robe. No words were spoken, but from hill to hill, the people knew. They were following not just a widow, but a will. Her march cut valleys in silence. Even the wind dared not interrupt her stride. Mothers carried water behind her. Fathers whispered her name. And the warriors, once scattered, now gathered, drawn to a grief forged into leadership. She had not wept where all could see, yet all now moved with the power of her mourning. In the next clash, when arrows flew and horses scattered, the banner fell. For a moment, the field froze. Then she rode. Bati did not shout. She raised the banner herself, high above broken shields. That one motion broke the silence of fear. From every corner, voices rose, steel rang, and hope returned. Later, the Imam's commanders said, she carried the crescent as if it were breathing itself. And even in victory, she did not smile. For hers was not a triumph of ego, but of endurance. The banner had risen, yes, but so had a nation. They saw a queen draped in silence, but they did not see what stirred beneath. The storm she swallowed, the fire she kindled. Bati Del Wambara did not rise with vengeance. She rose with vision. In grief, she found power. In stillness, she shaped history. And though no trumpet announced her mourning, the hills remembered. The warriors followed, and the banner never fell again. For hers was not the weeping of defeat. It was the beginning of resistance.